Board meeting minutes be accepted and placed on file. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Being none, carried. Received a copy of your treasurer's report. Any questions? If not, place them on file. Planning Commission minutes provided from the March 1st meeting. Any comments or additions, corrections? Guy? Karen? Anyone with anything to bring before the board at this time? Okay, Commissioner, you're up.
Let's move right along. Well, I apologize, these two meetings I'm gonna report on, I was not in attendance. I had a calendar snafu and I booked an airline ticket for an evening flight, and it was a 5 o'clock meeting that I missed, so.
You don't have to stay home.
5 o'clock meetings, I tell you. I'm not a fan, but we have 3 of them a year. At any rate, so this was 321, and they're very condensed as well. We are going to be looking at putting an awning out in the front entrance of the courthouse. We appointed Janice McRainer, the newest commissioner on the board, to Central Wellness. She's replacing Pauline Jaquish in that capacity. We appointed Robert DeYoung to the Park and Recs Commission. Also did a resolution for County Government Month and also one for Parkinson's Awareness Month, which is done annually. The Park and Rec Commission also passed or sent a letter opposing the Tippy Dam for removal. And we're going to have a opioid work group trying to figure out what to do with those dollars that are coming in. At the meeting that was held on Tuesday this week, I'll jump since I mentioned opioid, but we did have we signed off on 4 other opioid settlements that we will be receiving reimbursement on. We also had some discussion last month on county board wages. We have a commissioner who'd like to see the wages go up. If you read the paper, you saw city council, they did approve a wage hike. My position is I don't do it for monetary reimbursement. I do it trying to move the community forward as what I can defend. So at any rate, that was a topic of discussion. Tuesday's board meeting of this week again, we approved the budget calendar for fiscal year 23-24, which starts October 1, but the calendar is just all the different stages of the budget cycle. We also did the annual remonumentation contract with Spicer for remonumentation throughout the county. That's done annually. Point of interest, we are going to fall in line with the state calendar for vacations, holidays if you will. And the reason is they are honoring Juneteenth with the court system and the county to have the building open for half of it for one day for Good Friday and closed on the other half for Juneteenth. We're paralleling and going to Juneteenth. Teresa Paycheck was appointed to Central Wellness Board, and Teresa Mandeville to the Jury Board as recommended by Judge Thompson. We also had our annual Chamber and EDC report was given by Stacy Bitework and Mark Miller. Point of note that you would find interesting here is our 2023 equalization report was done. That's why the meeting was held on the second Tuesday this month, because we have to sign off on that for reporting purposes. The county SEV rose at 13.75. The taxable value actually rose at 7.18. That's basically it. I guess I'll open it up for questions. I don't know if I can or can't answer because I wasn't there. I stay in the loop.
Jeff, the remonumentation, that's Forest Service they're doing?
That's the entire county.
How far, I mean...
what they're doing is going, yeah, it's always evolving, and then...
you'd think once the corners were set, they'd be done?
And I think they're always wind up going through and rechecking. I don't think the entire county has been rechecked yet.
Okay.
And then you have hard corners and soft corners. And a hard corner is one that's hard to do, and soft is just what it says, as what it was explained to me a few decades ago. So,
It has to be done.
well, this has been going on forever. This has been going on as long as I was ever a commissioner.
You know, when I was going to the county planning commission meetings, you know, with Claire, they were talking about it, you know, 6 years ago.
I think
And I
I
imagine
think
the corner down in the
yeah,
swamp,
it's,
in the
yeah,
river
it's,
valleys,
yes.
tough to find.
Well, they don't move.
Yeah, but they don't move.
But they like to get them reset just to for verification.
Just
You know.
curious.
Are they mapped then?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Any other
John?
questions? Thanks, sir.
All right.
Karen, you got anything going on?
Just a little bit. For March, there were 2 new written complaints. I just want to make note that I've had several conversations with Mr. Mike Rossler on Chippewa Highway, not the father, but the son, and he has put forth an effort to clean up his yard. He is making progress on that. There were 3 zoning permits issued and 19 requests for construction permits. Jeremy Jones with Prism Power met with the Planning Commission yesterday and presented an update to the members on the timeline of the project thus far, which I think was very informative for them. The Planning Commission voted to renew the special land use permit by resolution for the solar project. They're hoping to get started this year yet, so that's promising. Manistee has received a temporary certificate of occupancy for their new emergency department, and I believe that opened yesterday. I'm just going to touch on this briefly because it is later on in the agenda. I received a completed parcel division application to split a lot in the Renaissance Park, which is a platted subdivision. This is something new. Normally all parcel division applications are typically somewhat simple to do, but subdivisions are somewhat unique. That involves it coming through the Planning Commission and then to you guys. So we will touch on that further on in the agenda. And then just to give you guys a little information on a new project in the township. It's an industrial hemp indoor cultivation project. And it is at 5700 Orchard Highway. They're just getting started on it, and they have invited the Planning Commission to do a tour when they are up and running about July, August.
Did say what?
Industrial hemp indoor cultivation project.
Okay. Question? Anything with the housing unit, housing development?
I have received the application, the certificate rehabilitation application, and most of the documentation. I am lacking one part, just one part of the documentation from Mr. Wagner. So I did not want to hand that off until it was
Okay,
a full
so it's rolling.
complete, yes.
Okay. Very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Joe, anything going on across the street?
Yeah, we had 6 fire-related calls, 13 medical-related, and 19 witnesses last month. The chief and officers put in 65 hours last month on going over drains and other stuff. We got 131, got oil changed and greased up wherever it needed to be greased. And, the next one we're gonna take in is the ladder truck, because, we're having problems with, it burning up belts. Because we're starting to smell it again. So we're gonna have them look at that, besides do the oil and fluid changes and stuff, and grease up the stuff that needs to be greased. We're still keeping the station clean and our apparatus cleaned. I'd like to, get the ceiling tiles down if we can get some drywall, and put some drywall up for the ceiling in the bathrooms and in the office. And then we need some plywood for the upstairs so we can replace the flooring and make some shelves so we can stack our equipment up so we can have room up in our storage area. Revenue sharing is next week, Monday. So I'll be showing up there. And we put in a AAA grant for gear. It's a dual purpose gear. It's for vehicle education and wildland. It's made for both. We're still actively recruiting. I got a couple people interested. The members did vote Monday to get somebody on, so I handed them an application. So I told him he had to get hold of Diane and hand it to her. And that's Dave's Pete's son, Jacob. Last month we did some training with our ladder truck and our engine, pumping water from the engine into the ladder. And we also did small engines and went over the wildland truck, make sure everything's up to par. And let's see here. The revenue sharing, I was going for battery powered jaws equipment and rope rescue equipment, but I'm gonna drop the rope rescue and still try to get the jaws equipment. We don't want more jaws runs, and I'll just put off the rope rescue to the next revenue sharing. The AAA grant that we put in for is for 10 people. The amount is $14,350. And that sets them up with helmets, goggles, gloves, the two-piece gear. The only thing it doesn't involve is boots. And we also talked this Monday, we actually have a debt set for the summer for our open house to celebrate 50 years of service to the community. And it will start at 2 o'clock, and we will have food and drink available for people. And I am actually gonna also have 2 placards for 2 of our members that's been on the department for 50 years. And I'm gonna hand it to them at the celebration. So I will be getting stuff made up so we can advertise it this summer. And that's all I got for you.
Okay. Any questions for Joe? Okay, thanks, Joe, and if you would please convey our appreciation to everybody over there at the station. Liquor inspector, Mr. Klaus, is on vacation. He's off putting food on the table, so he gave me a note that all establishments are in compliance and there are no violations at this time. Okay, township update. The people on North Matheson Road are pretty excited. They're gonna get cable service down that road. They've been in contact with Spectrum Cable and they doing the fiber optics down Pine Creek Road, and they lobbied their 5 homes down there, and they're gonna get cable TV, so they're excited about that. Burn permits, we're currently in a red zone. Northern Lower Michigan is in a red zone where there is no outdoor burning. If, when we get rain, or if you desire to try and burn, I would recommend you have to call the DNR to get a burn permit. We no longer issue those ourselves. Road commission updates, they were working on Carlson Road out there by the Rasmussen residence. Those people were, if you remember, were here last month concerned about their road, and the road commission went out there and worked on that road. They worked on Bentoski Road, the Bar Lake Road where the water was crossing the road last spring. They dug that out again to try and alleviate that problem. And May 13th, next month is our annual trash day, where you can bring large items. We have a list of things that are not accepted. We have, they bring dumpsters, roll-off dumpsters here, and the Boy Scouts give us a hand and we collect large items that you can't normally put out to the road. That's May 13th, 8:30 to 12:30 over at the car station.
Think I can be there with the electronics?
We're gonna try and get them, yeah.
We've invited him, and I'm just waiting for confirmation, so I'm hoping I'll have that this week.
Okay.
He takes anything with a cord on it.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have, he takes a box fan, he's got a cord on it, so. All right, that's all I have. Anything else? Okay, planning commission member appointments for 3-year terms ending April 30th, 2026. Currently, the planning commission members whose terms expire the end of this month are Richard Edmondson and Dwayne Anderson. They both agreed to continue their participation in the planning commission for 3 years. Their term will expire, as I suggested, April 30th, 2026. I would entertain a motion to reappoint Richard Edmondson as a planning commission member.
I support that.
I'll second.
It's been moved supported that Richard Edmondson be asked to serve on the planning commission for a 3-year term expiring April 30th, 2026. Any discussion? Roll call. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Being none, carried. And entertain a motion for Dwayne Anderson to be reappointed to the planning commission for a 3-year term.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Been moved supported that Dwayne Anderson be reappointed to the planning commission to April 30th, 2026. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Being none, carried. Zoning Board of Appeals. Mr. Dabrowski, is that how you pronounce that? Dabrowski? Mr. Dabrowski's term expires as well this month, and he has agreed to serve on the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 3-year term expiring 4/30 of 26.
I'll make a motion to re-up Richard's term on the appeals board.
Steve Dabrowski?
Oh, I thought you said it was Richard.
No.
Steve Jabrowski.
Okay.
That's the guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll second.
And move supported that Steve Dabrowski be reappointed to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 3-year term expiring April 30th, 2026. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Being none. Also, Ernie Harnville is an alternate on that board, and he has agreed to serve as an alternate for the 3-year term as well. There's support?
I will, I'll support.
Been moved, supported that Ernie Hart will be reappointed to the zoning board of appeals for a 3-year term. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Being none, carried. Thank you very much. Next item is to consider the leadership program life jacket station. That came before the board previously. We had a couple of questions. We researched legal counsel and risk manager on the situation. They made some suggestions, but other than that, I think it's a good program, and what would you like to do with it?
I make a motion that we engage in that leadership program like Jacket Station, knowing that we take over the responsibility once it's put in.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved, supported that we get involved with the leadership program, Life Jacket Station. Now, that's gonna be placed at the Bower Lake Outlet area on the Lake Michigan side.
Correct.
Discussion. All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry.
Legal counsel wanted some kind of language.
They wanted a sentence asked or added to the contract.
Which we don't have a contract yet.
We have a copy of the contract in the original paperwork of what their proposed contract was. And the sentence he wanted added was simply a statement that says that the township can remove the structure at any time it determines it is no longer in the public interest to maintain it. So if it becomes rotten, torn down, it's unsightly, it's not working, whatever reason the township deems.
So does this motion include that language in the contract?
The motion can include that language in the contract, provided whoever makes the motion wants to.
Can we include that language suggested by the attorney?
Yeah, we can do that.
And who's paying the expense for this?
We are after it's established.
The initial cost
It's put up by the leadership program.
by the leadership.
Okay.
With funds that they are raising to build these units and grants they've applied for.
They have how many going in? How many?
6.
6 so far.
6 confirmed.
Okay.
Would we be number 7?
Yes.
Yeah, we would be number 7.
So your motion is contingent upon the contract including this language?
Contingent or including?
Including.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Your second as well?
You seconded
You said.
Diane.
Oh, you
I
said.
did.
Okay.
I'm okay
I'm
with the
sorry,
change.
right.
That's okay, I'm okay with the change in language.
All right. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Being none, carried. Thank you. The household hazardous waste contract, I have my answers. I had my questions about this, and I reached out and got answers to that. They're asking for $1,425. Well, yeah,
Yes,
1425. Initially it was 1608.
that was last year.
Yeah. We are requested for the largest amount. But if you do it on a number of people that used it, I'm a firm believer in if you're gonna pay, if you're gonna use something, you pay for it, but that's isn't how this system works. Do we want to participate in the household hazardous waste program being, I think it's in August, is that correct?
Yes.
Dennis, you said you asked questions. How many residents of the township use it?
Last year they had 36.
Ooh, pardon?
That's quite a few, actually. That's the most,
30
it's the most populous township in the county.
36 residents?
But you gotta keep in mind, there's what, I think, what, a 5 hour, 6 hour time frame?
I think so.
Yeah, but
Moving
36
through.
residents used it, and for $1,400?
Well, if you compare this, John, Stronach Township, 2 people used it for $333.
Well, then we got a good deal.
Is that a yes?
I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Well, what do you wanna do with it? Because they need an answer. That's $39.58
Yeah, I
a
was
piece.
just doing it. It's $40
$40.
a person.
And then they're asked for a donation when they get there.
They what?
They are asked for a donation when they get there.
How many townships in the county participate in this?
I don't know that off the top.
Well,
Most of them.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
But the catch is for those, I mean, the
14.
big things is pesticides, that kind of stuff, then you got some of the solvents. It's trying to get things that are sitting around collecting dust picked up and put to where they are properly disposed of.
As opposed to dumped on the ground or.
But I think when they first started this program, we probably had 3 times that amount. And so
Yeah.
people got rid of the bulk of it, so now it's probably something that they rotate. You know, you need to do it maybe every year,
I
but
think the first one had something, I actually got going with John Henderson back in the 90s. And Dow Chemical was in place in Mason County at that time. And Dow kind of,
picked up the
yeah, but those days have come and gone.
there's 14 townships, John, and 2 don't participate.
Okay. I got my questions answered. Okay. Thank you.
But no one's answered mine yet. What do you wanna do with it?
Well, I make the motion that we do participate in it, only because if it doesn't go there, it's gonna go somewhere. And I would much rather it be disposed of in the proper.
I'll support that motion.
Move supported that we participate in the household hazardous waste program to the tune of $1,425. Any discussion? Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried, thank you. Item number 6 is consider resolution 2023-06 is division of plotted lot. Now, this is all Greek to me, so Karen, can you bring us up to speed as to what's going on here?
So, Mr. and Mrs. Mike Hiller, like I had mentioned, completed a parcel division application to split lot 12 in the Renaissance Park, which the Renaissance Park is a platted subdivision. The Land Division Act does not allow a lot, outlot, or other parcel of land in a recorded plat to be further divided unless it is in conformity with local ordinances, which it is in our ordinance to allow that to happen. But in order for that division of lot to occur, that application must come before the Planning Commission for their approval, and then their recommendation needs to come to the Township Board for approval by resolution. So that's where we're at today. So yesterday, the application came to the Township, or to the Planning Commission. The members voted yesterday to approve the application, and it is to you guys today for approval by resolution. The proposed parcel size does meet the regulations and standards for the industrial zoning district, as it is in the intention of the owners to connect to the public sanitary sewer system, which is accessible out there.
Okay,
That's a resolution in a hurry.
I did. Is there any questions on that?
questions? Well, I guess it's up to us to approve or reject this resolution.
I'd make a motion to adopt the resolution recommended by the planning commission, resolution number 2023-06.
06. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved supported that we pass resolution 2023-06, referencing the division of a platted lot with the information provided. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
Taylor is yes. Mr. Dons?
Yes.
Mr. Fino?
Yes.
And Mr. Berquist?
Yes. Resolution declared passed. Thank you, thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Consider trash bids, we've received them, we've looked at them, we haven't, has anyone come up with a conclusion? I see a representative here from, you are, sir?
AJ Johnson.
Okay, I spoke with you.
Yes,
I
you did. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah,
I did some scribbling to try and put this on a apples to apples basis, because one bid is for 64 cubic feet of trash a week, and the other bid is, the Republic is for 96.
96 gallon, yes.
So I tried to put it on a unit basis, and the Republic bid is still higher, but it's like 30%, 30 to 33% higher than the waste reduction bid on a year-by-year basis. Now, I'm glad you're here. Are you supplying the bins, these 96 cubic foot bins?
Yes, we would supply the 96 gallon carts,
Right.
and that's a big part of the reasoning why if you're trying to compare apples to apples.
I'm just trying to put it on a unit
Yeah, well,
basis.
there's a tremendous investment in those carts,
Yeah.
and that's why there is that price difference. If the township was willing to go a longer term contract, we could possibly help on those rates a little bit. We're investing that in a 3-year period. If we were to go to a 5, that would certainly help the rates as well.
And some of the other things I looked at, the annual cleanup event, the dumpster price per dumpster is quite a bit lower for Republic. It's like 2/3 the cost. But I talked to Diane yesterday, we're only running through about 10 dumpsters a year, maybe, for that. Yeah.
I got
And the recycling is lower with Republic cost, and I had a question about that. It said that households that elect to have this service, does that mean I could have it and Dennis could choose not to?
Well, that would be something the board would need to decide, because that's a service we don't offer currently.
Yes.
And so the board would have to decide whether or not it's a service they want to offer, and if they offer it, then how is it going to be offered?
That's something I didn't understand.
And none of that's been determined.
How many gallon? I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I do remember discussion that we've had here in the past in regards to how many bags can be picked up.
Well, it's not by bags, it's the equivalent of two 32-gallon containers.
Okay.
Bag or container,
Okay,
either way.
Okay,
32
okay, my
gallons.
question is answered. So there's 64 gallon,
Correct.
and we went through that and decided that that was an adequate amount
Correct.
for the residents in the township. And now our proposal is to increase that a third.
50%.
I thought it was 96 gallon.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
correct.
Okay,
That's Republic's proposal.
All right.
Yes.
and then also, looking at my own personal use with these cards, and there's a lot of people in the same situation, I do believe, it's fine if you're living in a subdivision where 100 feet from the door is the curb. I don't want to drag that damn cart all the way up half a mile down the road to put it out there, nor do I want to lift it up on a truck to haul it out there.
Move.
That's a consideration. And I think there's a lot of people, and,
I'm one of them, yeah.
okay, Diane,
Yeah, I'm back in there, I couldn't lift it into my truck.
okay, and it is a rural township.
Absolutely.
Well, that analysis was before my time, so I'm at a loss about that one. I just rope it to the back of my four-wheeler and roll it out there, but I'm not lifting it.
Well, I don't know as if we're ready to make a determination at this point in time. You fellows have just gotten back and I've had an opportunity to, well, you worked on it some. but-
Well, yeah, I tried to make sense of it, so, you know, we were comparing it on some kind of equal basis.
Any other questions for AJ?
This would be starting July 1st, right? If I'm remembering correctly, the service would start
Yeah.
July 1st. Just keep in mind that we would have to order those carts and that would take some time, so. I'm not saying decisions needed today or anything, just keep that in mind.
Sure.
If you were to choose Republic, we would need some time to order those carts and have them delivered.
Very good, thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time this evening.
Oh, happy to be here.
I have one question.
Well, let's hear it.
If a 5-year contract would make a difference, you know,
It would.
I'd be interested to know how much of a difference.
Okay. If you guys are interested in seeing what 5-year pricing would be and willing to entertain that, I'd be more than happy to provide that.
Sounds like a goal.
Yeah, and then we have the yellow bags, you know, I can certainly talk about that as well, you know, as yellow bag option. I know in the bid here, it references a bag option, right, where a contractor branded bag or tag, you know, that may be an option for some that have a long driveway to bring the bag out. Or you put it on the hitch of your truck, and I've seen some unique things, but
Yeah.
Ah, a little exercise when they're downhill one way.
Yeah, it's downhill both ways.
I have to haul, you know, those 232s out to the road too.
I honestly believe that is a serious consideration.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yes, it is.
Okay, Dave, thank you. Unless someone else has. You have a contract before you with the Manistee County Road Commission for the wedging, fog sealing, striping of Poland and Shooter Roads.
And this would be something for next fiscal? this?
They're gonna start on it, they may start on it in May,
Okay.
but I don't think it will be finished. I think the wedging will be done in May, but I don't think the fog sealing and stuff will be done then. I think that'll be done in August. According to Mr. Holden.
Well, I'm interested in making a motion that we go forward with this project for, at the 50/50 that they've provided. Get it done.
Well, no, the interest, if you remember, John, these used to be 70-30 projects.
Yeah.
50-50 projects.
Yeah, and that's exciting. I do.
I'd second that motion.
Been moved, supported, we entered into an agreement with the Manistee County Road Commission for hot mix asphalt, wedging and paving, chip sealing, fog sealing, shooter roads and Poland Road for $84,650. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Roll call. Taylor, yes. Johns,
Yes.
Final,
Yes.
Jankwitz,
Yes.
and Berquist.
Yep, yes. Is this the original?
No, that's my copy. So future, would you would see me after the meeting so we can sign the contract? Please.
Okay, motion to pay the bills?
I'll make a motion to allow the bills paid as presented and any additional bills coming in for the balance of the month.
Your support?
I'll second.
Been moved, supported that we pay the bills that we received as well as the rest of the month. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Being none, carried. Manistee Township Planning Commission will meet on Wednesday, April 12th at 9 a.m. here at the hall for a work session.
Correct.
Manistee County MTA will meet April 26th, 7 p.m. at the Marilla Township Hall. The Zoning Board of Appeals, do you have any scheduled?
We do not.
Okay, if there is one scheduled between May 2nd and now, it will be on May 2nd at
Yep.
6.
One that is
It will
canceled.
not, May 2nd's election day.
It will be moved.
It will be what?
It will be a different day.
Oh yeah, special election is gonna be held Tuesday, May 2nd. That's for homestead renewal, I believe. Is that what it's for? For school?
Manistee area public
Public
schools,
schools?
yes.
Any comments on that? Have a ballot reference or anything?
No, they're coming
Okay.
in.
Planning Commission will meet Wednesday, April 3rd, May 3rd, 9 a.m. Regular Manistee Township Board meeting will be Thursday, May 11th, 7 p.m. here at the Township Hall. Any other comment? Public, board, members? Motion's in order.
Make a motion to adjourn.
There's the most supported, we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, opposed, being none, carried. Thank you very much for your time.